Good evening, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. This is IMAX Sports with another football video, and today I'm going over the Patriots-Browns game on Sunday afternoon. I've done game previews on the channel before, not as much this year as I did last year. Last year I did a lot of them because I had a little bit more time, but I definitely want to get back into doing more of them. They're not too hard to make, they don't take a whole lot of time, and they're really interesting sometimes. So usually what I do is I do a statistical comparison of the teams, relate that to where the teams are now, what their schedules have been like, and try to give some sort of reference to the stats, and then give my game prediction. So with that, let's get into it. For the statistical comparison, Patriots and Browns are both 5-4. Against winning teams, the Patriots are 1-3, and the Browns are 2-4. On offense, the Patriots are averaging 350 yards a game to the Browns 380, 25.5 points a game to the Browns 25, and 14 giveaways to the Browns 8. So pretty solid offenses all around for both teams. The Browns clearly a stronger offense overall. Patriots still scoring more points though. A lot of that being off turnovers from the defense, because if the defense gets you really good field position or your punt returner gets you really good field position, defense and special teams really help out the Patriots offense quite a bit. On defense, 340 yards a game, 19 points per game, and 16 takeaways for the Patriots. For the Browns, 310 yards a game, 21 points a game, and 8 takeaways only on defense. So they don't give it away much, but they don't take it away much. Patriots clearly superior defense here. They give away more yards, but that Brendan don't break defense, when you get into the red zone against the Patriots, you're not getting a touchdown, and you might not even score. Really interesting team comparison here, because you got the Browns who get a lot of yards, don't let a lot up, yet their point differential is a smaller margin. The Patriots don't get as many yards, allow more, and have a larger point differential. And that has to do with the fact that the Patriots have way more giveaways and way more takeaways, because they get better field position for their offense, and they give the opponent better field position as well. So, turnover differential for the Patriots is +2. For the Browns, it is 0. And the opponent records for the Patriots are 35-42. Browns are 40-38. So the Browns have had a harder schedule. Not significantly harder, but a harder schedule. The last few weeks, the Patriots have played the Jets, the Chargers, and the Panthers, winning all 3 of those games. The last 3 weeks, the Browns have played the Broncos, the Steelers, and the Bengals most recently, winning 2 of those 3 games, losing to the Steelers. One thing that I have found interesting about the Browns' season this year is they haven't beaten a team who's scored over 21 points yet. Their best win was against the win where their opponent has scored the most points was the Texans at 21. The only other game that came close was the Chargers game, because they were up by 3 scores in the third or fourth quarter, and the Chargers came back to win. So when the Browns have gotten pressure this year from the opponent to score, they haven't been able to keep up. They were beating Kansas City week 1. Kansas City came back and won. They were beating the Chargers. The Chargers came back and won. They were never beating the Cardinals at any point. But a lot of times when they get pressured by another offense, they can't keep up. And so I think that will help and hurt them at the same time this week, because I think that the Patriots offense is explosive enough over the past few weeks that we might be able to put on that pressure, but it doesn't have the same finesse as the Chargers and the Chiefs can have. Like, we put up 54 points against the Jets, but that's the Jets. It's nothing to be proud of. So really interesting team comparison. I think that it's a very even I think it's one of the most even matchups of the season so far. I think that these two teams are almost like tied for team talent. One thing that I will say is that if Nick Chubb doesn't play, I think that Bill Belichick is going to tear apart Ernest Johnson. I think that Darnell Johnson played really well in the games that he's played, in the games that he started. But I think that against a Bill Belichick run defensive scheme, I think that it's going to hurt his play, and Belichick's going to really hit hard on his experience and really hit hard on places he thinks he can take advantage of. And I think this game will come down to turnovers. Whoever has the most turnovers will lose. And I think that's that. I think that if both teams have the same number of turnovers, then the more turnovers, the better for the Patriots. If both teams have 3 turnovers, the Patriots win. If there are 0 turnovers in the game, the Browns probably win. That being said, my score prediction is Patriots 27, Browns 24. The Patriots have had a long run of pretty solid offensive games, starting with the Dallas game, then going to the Jets, then going to the Chargers, then going to the Panthers. All those games have been pretty solid offensive games. And we've played well against every team on defense. We haven't allowed over 30 points in regulation to any team. The closest we got was the Cowboys scored 29 points in regulation to bring it to overtime. And even there, they had a pick 6 in the game. So we only let up 23 points to their offense in regulation. We rarely let up over 25 points to another offense in regulation, if ever, this season. And I think that it would be a tall order for the Browns to break that streak, because the one consistent part of the Patriots team over the last however many years is Bill Belichick's defense. Last year, even with a terrible offense, allowing a lot of yards, our offense turned the ball over all the time. We still had a top 10 scoring defense. And so I think that because of the consistency of Belichick's defense, I think that we will keep the Browns below 25, and we ourselves will score over 20. And I know those are very cherry-picked stats, but it's interesting to look at football in that way. Like, what are the limits of these? Because it's been a long season so far, and the Browns haven't won a single game where their opponents scored over 20 points. To be fair, the Patriots have only won a couple. Well, the Patriots have won a couple. They beat the Texans. They beat the Chargers. But yeah, neither team has performed extremely well when their opponent has put on a lot of pressure. So I think that this game is going to tell us a lot about both teams. I think it's going to be a really close game, and I think it's going to be really interesting to watch. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a comment down below what you guys think of the game on Sunday. Who are you picking for Patriots Browns? And are there any other games you want me to do recap for? Because I might have some time tomorrow to do one. So if there are any other games that you want to recap for, let me know in the comments below. I might pick the most commented one or the most liked comment to do. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.